The bridge of the LORAQ thrummed with barely contained energy as Captain Toby Hollop stared at the holographic display. Red icons blinked out one by one, each representing another human colony world falling to the relentless alien assault. His weathered face, etched with lines of command and loss, tightened as he watched humanity's outer reaches crumble. Sir, his XO, Sarah Chen, spoke softly. "We've lost contact with New Montana. That's the fifth world this week." Toby's fingers dug into the armrests of his command chair. Any word on who's behind this? Sarah shook her head, her usually immaculate bun coming loose after days without rest. Nothing concrete, but intel suggests it might be the Tsushini. They've been unusually quiet lately. A low growl escaped Toby's throat. The Tsushini. A race of chitinous, multi-limbed beings from the Cygnus arm. They'd always kept to themselves, but there had been whispers of their expansionist ambitions. "Plot a course for the Tsushini home system," Toby ordered, his voice steel. "It's time we got some answers." The LORAQ's engines roared to life, the massive warship surging forward with a purpose that seemed to infect every crew member. As they hurtled through the void, Toby pored over tactical readouts. The LORAQ was humanity's newest and most formidable vessel, a titan of alloy and energy weapons that had yet to be truly tested in battle. Days stretched into weeks as they pushed deeper into uncharted space. The crew grew tense, the weight of their mission hanging heavy in the recycled air. Finally, they breached the heliopause of the Tsushini system. "Multiple contacts," the sensor officer shouted. "Tsushini warships on an intercept course." Toby leaned forward, his eyes glinting. "Open a channel." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the alien visage of a Tsushini commander. Its compound eyes glittered with a cold intelligence as it chittered and clicked. "This is Captain Toby Hollop of the Earthship LORAQ," Toby began, his voice steady. "We've come seeking answers about the attacks on our colonies. Stand down and let us pass." The Tsushini's mandibles twitched in what might have been amusement. Its translated voice grated through the speaker's human vermin. "You dare to encroach on our space? Your worlds were weak. They fell easily. Soon, all of humanity will serve the glory of the Tsushini Imperium." Toby's jaw clenched. He'd given them a chance. "So be it," he growled, cutting the transmission. "All hands, battle stations. Show these bugs what happens when you poke the hornet's nest." The LORAQ surged forward, its massive frame belying an incredible agility. Tsushini ships swarmed around them, energy weapons lashing out in deadly arcs. But where they struck, the LORAQ's advanced shields held firm. "Return fire," Toby bellowed. "Full spread." The human warship erupted with destructive power. Railguns spat hypervelocity rounds that punched clean through Tsushini hulls. Plasma lances carved swathes of destruction through the alien formation. And all the while, point defense turrets sang a staccato song of annihilation, swatting down incoming missiles like flies. On the bridge, klaxons wailed as the ship shuddered under the onslaught. Sparks showered from overloaded consoles, and the acrid smell of burning circuitry filled the air. But Toby stood tall, barking orders and coordinating the defense with a practiced ease. "Shields at 60%, Sarah reported, her fingers dancing across her terminal. "We can't take much more of this." Toby's eyes narrowed. "Divert auxiliary power to the main cannon. It's time we poke as these bastards what we're really capable of." A low hum built throughout the ship as energy coursed into its spinal-mounted superweapon. The Tsushini pressed their attack, sensing weakness, but it was a fatal mistake. "Fire," Toby roared. A lance of pure, concentrated destruction erupted from the LORAQ's prow. It carved through the Tsushini fleet like a hot knife through butter, vaporizing ships and leaving nothing but rapidly cooling debris in its wake. The silence that followed was deafening. Sarah let out a shaky breath. "My God, sir. We did it." Toby nodded grimly. "We're not done yet. Set course for their homeworld. It's time we had a chat with their leadership." The journey deeper into the system was tense but uneventful. Whatever remained of the Tsushini fleet had scattered, no doubt to regroup and warn their superiors. As they approached the alien homeworld, a vast, ringed gas giant with dozens of inhabited moons, Toby steeled himself for what was to come. "Open a channel to their capital," he ordered. "Let's see if they're ready to talk." The view screen flickered once more, this time revealing an opulent chamber. At its center sat an enormous Sushini, its carapace adorned with gleaming jewels and intricate etchings. The Sushini king. "You have committed an act of war," the alien monarch's voice boomed. "Our retribution will be swift and terrible." Toby leaned forward, his voice low and dangerous. "You started this war when you attacked our colonies. Thousands of innocent lives snuffed out because of your greed. I'm giving you one chance, to surrender and face justice for your crimes." The Sushini king's multifaceted eyes flashed with contempt. "We are the superior species. Your pitiful humans are fit only to serve as our thralls. We will never." Toby cut the transmission, his face a mask of cold fury. "They've made their choice," he said quietly. "Prep the main cannon. Full charge." A hush fell over the bridge as the crew realized the magnitude of what was about to happen. Sarah stepped closer, her voice barely above a whisper. "Sir, are you sure about this? An entire world?" Toby met her gaze, his eyes haunted but resolute. "They gave us no choice, Sarah. Sometimes the only way to end a war is to make the cost of continuing too high to bear." The LORAQ systems hummed as unimaginable energy built within its core. On the view screen, the Sushini homeworld loomed large, teeming with billions of lives, most of them innocent of their leaders' crimes. Toby's hand hovered over the firing control, a leaden weight settling in his stomach. "May whatever gods they believe in have mercy on their souls," he murmured. "Because we cannot." His finger descended. The LORAQ's main cannon erupted with a fury that seemed to dim the very stars. The beam lanced out, striking the gas giant's largest moon. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, with horrifying slowness, cracks began to spread across the moon's surface. Magma burst forth in towering geysers as the planetoid's core was destabilized. Within minutes, the entire moon shattered, raining devastation upon the Sushini homeworld and its neighboring satellites. Toby watched in grim silence as the carnage unfolded. Billions of lives extinguished in an instant. An entire civilization reduced to cosmic dust. The weight of it all threatened to crush him, but he forced himself to bear witness. This was the price of safeguarding humanity's future. As the debris settled and the sensors confirmed total destruction, Toby finally allowed himself to slump back in his chair. The bridge crew moved about in stunned silence, the magnitude of what they'd just done slowly sinking in. "Send a message to Earth," Command, Toby said, his voice hoarse. Tell them it's done. The Sushini threat has been neutralized." He paused, considering his next words carefully. "And send a general broadcast on all frequencies. To any alien race out there who might be watching. Let this serve as a warning. Humanity will not go quietly into the night. We will fight. We will survive. And God help anyone who stands in our way." The LORAQ turned slowly, its engines flaring to life as it set course for home. Behind it, the remains of the Sushini system continued to burn, a grim testament to the lengths humanity would go to ensure its survival. As the ship accelerated to FTL, Toby stared out at the star-streaked void. They had won, but at what cost? The burden of billions of lives weighed heavily upon him, yet he knew that given the choice again, he would make the same decision. For in this vast, uncaring universe, humanity had to stand united and strong. The LORAQ streaked through the darkness, carrying with it a message that would echo across the galaxy: "Do not trifle with the children of Earth. For their vengeance burns with the fury of 1,000 suns.